Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, returning to you on my laptop this time for the Pearl Jam album review for their new record, Dark Matter, that I got a chance to listen to for myself to see what I was going to think of this record. I had a feeling one of these April 19th albums was going to leak early, and I guess it was this one. I thought it was going to be Ghosts Inside, but I guess it's coming out in the morning. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this 11-track album, which is 48 and a half minutes of a record, and let you know my thoughts on this album overall. So let's dive into this album review. Now, sorry about the ding, that's my messenger or whatever. I'll get to that in a moment. So, Scared to Fear is the first track on the record, and give me a second, guys, I gotta pause the video. Sorry about that, guys. My mom needed my help for a second, but to continue where I left off, Scared to Fear is the first track on the record, and off the bat, it's pretty strong. I really like the lead singer's vocals. Still, I pretty much kind of forgot who the lead singer's name was. I know they're a band from the 90s, basically 80s, 90s, somewhere around that area. But pretty much, I just haven't followed Pearl Jam in a little while since the Gigaton album. So it's been about 4 years since the last record. So it's been a little while, and I might need a recap and refresh of the lead singer's name. So just so you're aware. Scared to Fear, great track. Really enjoyed the vocals in this song, and basically the instrumentation is the strongest part of it. React Respond is a pretty good track. Wasn't sure if I was feeling for the vocals in this because there were some cringe moments with it, but off the bat, it's still a strong song for what it went for. So this is a 5 out of 5. Wreckage is kind of soft rock, grunge kind of stuff. And it's not terrible, but it's pretty good in its own way. This has its hit or miss moments with this song. So this is a 4.75 out of 5. Dark Matter, pretty strong title track for this record, and it is the title track for the album's name. And I think it's a strong track. The vocalist sounded really good with his vocals in this track, and I really enjoyed how this song instrumentally is sounding. So pretty strong track, 5 out of 5. Won't Tell was a pretty good song in its own way. The vocals are hit or miss with this one. Like, they have its good, strong points and then a few weak setbacks in a way that I don't think landed with the execution. So, pretty much this is a 4.75 out of 5. Upper Hand is a strong track. I mean, it's fine for what it is. I'd give it a 4.75 out of 5 for this one. Still a strong track in its own way, but I have my critiques about it. Waiting for Stevie, and keep in mind, Upper Hand was almost a 6-minute track, so it still was a strong track, even though it was a 6-minute song. Waiting for Stevie was a lengthy song. I didn't realize because I was really getting into this record while I was going into the record, and I got invested with this record, and I really had a good time listening to it. So 5 out of 5 for this one. I really enjoyed the drum work, guitar work, and basically the lead singer's vocals sounded really good for this track. So strong track. Running is a pretty catchy song. It's pretty fast paced and heavy for a 2-minute and 19-second track, and it's kind of like a little interlude to the next track, something special in a way, but it's still a strong track. So 5 out of 5. Something Special is a pretty strong track too, in its own way. So I really like this song. The lead singer's vocals sound really good in this track, and just the way the song is executing instrumentally and production and mixing, it's pretty strong. So I'd give it a 5 out of 5. Got to Give is a pretty good track in its own way, so I'd give it a 5 out of 5 too. I think there's some pretty strong moments with this song, with how it's sounding overall, vocally, instrumentally, and all that stuff. production and mixing, so 5 out of 5. Setting Sun is the closing track to this record, and it's a strong closing track. I really enjoyed this 5 minute and 45-second song, so I was really interested in the closing track and how it ended the record. So this is a pretty good song, 5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I found Pearl Jam's new record, Dark Matter, to be one of their strongest to date. They've been popping off pretty well with their newest records. Like Gigaton was pretty strong, and this one is probably even better than Gigaton, in my opinion. I mean, it has its execution flaws with a few songs like Upper Hand. Upper Hand is a strong track in its own way, but there are some critique-ish moments that make the song kind of give it a downgrade for what it's going to go for. So, and Won't Tell and Wreckage are kind of pretty good songs in their own way, but I have my critiques about it. So if I were to give this record an overall score, I'm going to give Pearl Jam's new record, Dark Matter, a 9.5 out of 10. It's a pretty strong record, definitely rocks for sure. Highly recommend you check this new Pearl Jam record out. I think it's their 12th album, if I'm not mistaken. And it's their strongest to date. And I'm glad they put out something that feels very fresh, alternative rock, and sticks with their roots. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed this record for what it went for. And I will, in the next review, if they have another album coming out years later, in another few more years, I'll most likely try to find out the lead singer's name. If you have to, you can let me know in the comment section below, but still, other than that, 9.5 out of 10 for Pearl Jam Dark Matter. Hope you enjoyed this track review, or this album review, I meant to say. And thanks for watching tonight. Have a good night.